I paid $8,000 for our family Christmas. Then they uninvited me, so I canceled it. I spent months planning it. Every detail, every decoration, every meal, every activity, I thought about it nonstop. I wanted this Christmas to be perfect for my family, a chance to finally bring everyone together under one roof in the cozy chalet I had booked. $8,000. I even went over my budget because I wanted this to be a memory we would all cherish. And then they told me I wasn't welcome. My name is Rebecca Summers, and I'm 33 years old. I've always been the responsible one in my family, the one who plans, who organizes, who tries to keep everyone from falling apart. My parents, Linda and Mark, are complicated. Mom is loving in small doses but quick to judge, quick to compare, and always ready to play favorites. Dad is quiet, mostly observing, but he has a way of siding with the loudest voice or the one he thinks has earned it. Then there's my older brother, Ethan, 36, who has been my rival, my shadow, my lifelong source of passive-aggressive tension. And my younger sister, Olivia, 28, is the baby of the family, spoiled, manipulative in subtle ways, and somehow always managing to get more attention than she deserves. I had been planning this Christmas chalet for months. I found the perfect place, a massive, snow-covered mountain retreat with fireplaces, a hot tub, a ski slope out back, and enough bedrooms for everyone. I coordinated schedules, menus, even a secret gift exchange. I wanted to make everyone happy. I wanted to heal old wounds, bring the family together. I thought this would be our year. Then the texts started coming. "Rebecca, we can't make it," Mom wrote first. "It's too much of a trip this year." I shrugged it off. Maybe she was overwhelmed, I thought. Then Ethan texted, "Honestly, we're not interested in the chalet. It's too fancy, too much effort, sorry." And finally, Olivia sent a short message. "Mom and I agree, you don't need to go through all this stress. We'll manage Christmas here." That's when it hit me. They weren't just saying they couldn't come. They were deliberately uninviting me from an event I had organized and paid for. All that time, all that money, all that care, they didn't want me there. I felt my chest tighten. My hands shook. I reread the messages a dozen times. How could they do this? How could they take what I had done out of love and turn it into something I wasn't even welcome at? I called Mom first. "Mom, I don't understand," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "I booked the chalet. I did all the planning. Why can't we just be together for Christmas?" Mom sighed, that condescending sigh she always had. "Rebecca, it's too much. You're too controlling. You always have to plan everything, and it makes everyone uncomfortable. We just want a simple Christmas this year." "Too controlling," I repeated, my voice rising. "I paid $8,000. I coordinated everything. I just wanted us to be together." "It's fine," she said, dismissing me. "We'll manage Christmas without all the stress." I hung up the phone, stunned. They weren't even considering my feelings, not at all. That's when I made the decision. I canceled the chalet. Every reservation, every service, every booking gone. And then I sat back and watched. For the first few days, silence. Then came the panic. Mom realized she didn't have anywhere fancy to celebrate. Ethan discovered that his idea of a low-effort Christmas didn't include ski slopes, fireplaces, or a hot tub. Olivia realized she couldn't host a Christmas that would impress anyone because she had relied entirely on my planning and my money. Then the messages started. "Rebecca, what happened? The chalet, I thought you were serious." Mom. "Seriously, you canceled everything." Ethan. "You can't just do that. Christmas is ruined." Olivia. I didn't respond. I just watched as their perfect holiday dreams collapsed without the safety net I had created. And I felt relief. Not joy exactly, but a sense of peace I hadn't felt in years. For once, I wasn't the one being dismissed, ignored, or taken for granted. And yet, as I sat there in my quiet apartment, drinking my wine and watching the snow fall outside, I felt a twinge of guilt. Was I cruel? Maybe. But was it fair? Absolutely not. A few weeks later, they reached out again, apologetic but with a sense of entitlement. "Rebecca, can we please try again? Maybe we can plan something smaller." Mom. "I overreacted," Ethan admitted, though I could tell he still thought I had gone too far. I didn't mean to hurt anyone, Olivia said, but I could hear the frustration in her voice. I listened, but I didn't say much. I realized that this situation wasn't just about Christmas. It was about respect, boundaries, and the way my family had always treated me, like my efforts were optional, like my love was conditional. And that's the moral dilemma that sits with me now. Do I forgive them, let them back into the holidays, and risk being dismissed again? Or do I keep my distance, protect myself, and let them learn the consequences of their behavior? I think about it every day. I see the guilt in their eyes when we talk, but I also see the old patterns lurking underneath. I want to be a good sister, a loving daughter, someone who values family, but I also want to be valued in return. So I leave it to you, readers. Was I justified in canceling the chalet and letting their perfect holiday dreams collapse? Or did I let my anger and hurt control me too much? The week after the chalet collapse was tense beyond anything I expected. I kept my phone on silent, partially to avoid their messages and partially because I needed space to process. But of course, the texts came anyway, frantic, pleading, and full of passive-aggressive guilt. Mom's text was first. "Rebecca, Christmas doesn't have to be ruined. Can we at least talk about a compromise?" I stared at it for a long time. Compromise? They had uninvited me, ignored my efforts, and dismissed my feelings, and now they were asking for compromise. I didn't respond immediately. Instead, I poured myself a cup of coffee and sat on the couch, thinking about every holiday that had ever gone wrong in our family. Then Ethan called. I debated whether to answer, but I did. "Hey," he said, his voice almost pleading. "Hey," I replied coldly. "Listen, I get it. Maybe we handled this wrong. Can we figure something out?" I felt my anger bubble up. "Figure something out? Ethan, you literally uninvited me from the chalet I paid for. You didn't just handle it wrong. You disregarded everything I did for this family." There was a pause on the line. I could hear him swallowing. "I know, I didn't think you'd actually cancel everything. I thought you were joking." "Joking?" I laughed bitterly. "You think my feelings, my time, my money are a joke. That's what you call a joke." He was quiet after that, and I hung up. That night, I reflected on why this hurt me so deeply. It wasn't just the chalet. It was a lifetime of small dismissals. Mom always comparing me unfavorably to Ethan, Dad quietly siding with whichever sibling complained louder, Olivia getting more praise for doing less. I realized that this $8,000 Christmas was my last attempt to make everyone appreciate me, to show that I cared enough to bring us together. And when they rejected me, it wasn't just about the chalet, it was about me as a person. A few days later, I received a message from Olivia. "Rebecca, I know you're upset, but Christmas isn't about the chalet or the money. Can we please not make this bigger than it is?" I nearly threw my phone across the room. Christmas is about the chalet, about the time and care I put into it. But I didn't respond. Not yet. Instead, I decided to do something radical. I invited a few friends over for a small, cozy holiday dinner. No grand chalet, no expensive decor, just warmth and laughter. I cooked, I poured wine, I decorated a modest tree, and for the first time in years, I felt peace. People appreciated me, my efforts, and the love I put into the evening. Meanwhile, I kept tabs on my family from afar's social media posts, showing them struggling to organize their own holiday. Mom stressed over burnt cookies, Ethan complained about the lack of activities, Olivia argued about who was in charge of the decorations. I couldn't help but feel a sense of quiet vindication. Not joy exactly, but a recognition that I had been the glue that held so many of these moments together, and without me, the chaos was inevitable. Then came the texts. "Rebecca, we need to talk. Can we meet?" Mom. "We messed up, I'm sorry. Can we fix this?" Ethan. "I didn't mean to hurt you. Can we start over?" Olivia. I stared at them, my finger hovering over the reply button. Part of me wanted to respond immediately, to say yes, of course, let's fix everything. But another part of me, the wiser part, the one I had cultivated over years of hurt, reminded me that boundaries were crucial. I couldn't go back to being the default caretaker for a family that didn't respect me. I typed a careful response to all three. I appreciate your messages. I'm not ready to plan another Christmas together yet. I need to see that my efforts and feelings will be respected before I invest again." I sent it and felt a strange mixture of relief and apprehension. Relief because I had finally asserted myself. Apprehension because I knew this might create more tension, more guilt, more family drama, but it was necessary. Over the following weeks, my family tried various strategies. Mom called repeatedly. Ethan sent flowers. Olivia tried to guilt me in person. And through it all, I stayed firm. I spent time with friends, focused on work, and allowed myself to enjoy a peaceful, drama-free holiday season. I realized something important through all of this. Family relationships aren't always about love alone. They're about respect, boundaries, and mutual consideration. You can care deeply for someone, but if they continually dismiss or belittle your efforts, it's okay to step back, even if it causes temporary conflict or heartbreak. By New Year's, my family had reluctantly adjusted. They understood that I wouldn't participate in future holidays unless there was genuine effort to communicate and respect my role. And while there was still tension, there was also a sense that I had finally reclaimed my voice in the family. The moral dilemma, of course, lingers. Was canceling the chalet and letting their holiday plans collapse too harsh? Did I act out of spite, or was it a necessary step to demand respect? Could I have approached it differently while still standing my ground? Even now, I replay these events in my mind, wondering if I made the right choice. I know I prioritized my own well-being, but I also can't ignore the pangs of guilt that creep in every time I think about their disappointment. I share this story because I know I'm not alone. Many people face family dynamics where their efforts are undervalued, their feelings dismissed, and their love taken for granted. Sometimes, standing up for yourself requires letting go of traditions, expectations, and even the image of the perfect family holiday. So now I ask anyone reading this, was I justified in canceling the chalet and letting my family face the consequences, or did I let anger and hurt dictate my actions too much?